Howdy and welcome to Bearded Rock and Hillbilly Hobby Farm and Homestead. Recently, after mowing, I had 50.5 hours on my meter usage on my mower here. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and do a 50-hour review, what I like and don't like about it, and any problems I've had with it since owning it. This is a Cub Cadet Ztx4 60-inch, and let's begin. Okay, I tried doing this before, but my phone kept overheating, so I moved it under the shade here. We'll try again. So I'll start from start to finish, front to back. First thing I'll do is I'll give a description about when I bought this. Was the very beginning of the 2025 mowing season. So I'm about halfway through the 2026 mowing season. I mow approximately 3 acres here on this property. And so I'll start off with problems that I've had with it, which hasn't been a lot. But a couple weeks ago, this anti-scalp wheel came off. Luckily, I found the wheel and the bolt right away. So all I had to do was get a new locking nut and washer, and I was able to put it back on. Okay, so one of the things I like about this is that it has a fuel gauge on it. But the problem, and this was from pretty much the beginning, the fuel gauge is inaccurate by about a quarter tank. It shows a quarter tank lower than what's actually in there. So this has actually probably got 3/4 of a tank of fuel in it right now. Now, looking at the recent 2026 specs, it looks like they have taken the fuel gauge out as a cost savings measure, which I don't like. I like having a fuel gauge, even if it's not perfectly accurate. I can still look at it and get a good idea of what's going on with it. Okay, from the front to the back, there is absolutely no suspension anywhere on this mower. It is the Cub Cadet Ultima Ztx4 60-inch deck. Okay, so I've got a kind of rough, it's flat, mostly flat, but kind of rough yard. So after mowing 3 acres with this thing and no suspension, kind of got some aches and pains. So I wish I had something with some suspension on it, at least a decent suspension seat, if nothing else. Okay, so one of the things I like about this is it comes standard with LED lights. Sometimes, you're mowing, you have to mow late, you're getting caught by the darkness, and having some lights helps. The thing I don't like about the lights is they're on when the mower is turned on, the lights are on all the time. So you could turn your key to the middle position and your lights would be on, and if you forgot about it, it would run your battery down. So I don't like that about the lights. I wish they were on their own on-off switch. It's got a 60-inch deck. I like that. If you have an acre or more and you don't have to go through any gates that aren't or that are narrow gates, get a 60-inch deck. It's worth the time saving. Now this deck is a 10-gauge deck, which that's all right. But when you really get into commercial, they're really pretty much 7-gauge or higher. So this is really more. This as a unit is called they consider it a prosumer or usage or entry-level professional, but commercial. But that's kind of light to be considered a commercial deck, but it's heavier than some other decks. So not the greatest, but it's okay. On this seat, where the way that seat belt is positioned, that the whole seat belt holder digs into my hip. It's too close and at an angle, and both sides kind of dig into my hip a little bit. That's an irritant. Let's see here. If you notice there, I got this little folding grabber. Those are really nice to be able to get stuff, pick up trash and stuff, without having to get off of the mower. I'll put a link to that in the description. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so this has a 3100 transaxle transmission. So it's a serviceable transmission, and that's considered an entry-level commercial. So that's one of the most important things. So that's very good that you got serviceable transmissions, and they're commercial grade. So like I said, I bought this in the beginning of the season of 2025. I ordered it online to be set up and delivered from my nearest dealer, which is 50 minutes away from me. So I didn't see it until it actually got here. And if you look online, they're advertising this engine, but at 26 horsepower. And this is what showed up, 24 horsepower. So I called my dealer and asked them about that. And they said that's the one that they had on their lot. And I said, well, I understand that, but when I was looking online and placing the order, I was looking at one that had a 26 horsepower. So the dealer said they could do two things. They would cancel the order, or they would come pick it up, put a new carburetor on it, and tune it to 24 horsepower. And I'd already been without a motor for 2 weeks, and I needed to mow, and I just decided to forget about it. I mean, it's kind of a bad thing because the 24 horsepower designation is not as high as the resale value as a 26 horsepower. And I mean, I could have had it tuned, yeah, but it wouldn't have had, I couldn't advertise it as a 26 horsepower because it's got 24 horsepower stamped on it. This back guard here, that's good for wrapping chain around and pulling it out when it's stuck, which I've done 3 times since I've owned it already. Getting stuck in the ditch when it was a little bit more wet than I thought it was. So that's nice. So the things I wish it had more suspension, or some suspension, at least a suspension seat. I could get an aftermarket suspension seat, but the one that goes to this is a real cheap one and doesn't really give much. But it does the job. It cuts my 3 acres. It's a little rough, and yeah, if you got a flat lawn that an acre or more and it's not rough, I would recommend this. A-okay, but if you got kind of a rough lawn like I do, I would really go with something that's got at least a decent suspension seat, and probably other suspension if you can get it. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It does the job, and I'm pretty satisfied with it, but I think maybe after another season, I'm probably going to start looking for something upgrade that has a suspension seat and maybe some suspension on the actual frame of the mower itself. I also want to mention this hat is a Henschel Aussie Breezer 4-inch brim. I really like it. Actually, I've had the 3-inch brim version for 2 years, and recently just bought the 4-inch version because I saw it online on Amazon, and I thought, hey, more brim, more shade. It's really nice. I'll put a link to both the 3-inch and the 4-inch in the description below. So for now, this is Bearded Rockin' Hillbilly signing out.